All right, so buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving into something truly unique.
Unique is an understatement.
You got that right.
Yeah.
We're talking about predictions about the future from someone claiming to be a time traveler.
From the year 2060, no less.
Yeah, 2060.
It's wild.
Pretty far out there, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And these messages,
Yeah.
they appeared online, written in, get this, traditional Chinese characters.
Adding a whole other layer to this.
Yeah. A whole nother layer of mystery. I mean, this isn't just like some vague, Nostradamus type stuff.
Right.
This time traveler, who we'll just call K to make it easy.
Okay, K.
Kay gets into some really specific details about like global events, everyday life.
Even down to like the brands and the companies.
Oh,
that
yeah.
are gonna,
Make it or break it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild stuff.
Now, look, I'm not saying we should all run out and start prepping,
Building bunkers?
yeah, builder bunkers or anything like that. But you got to admit, it is fascinating to think about, what if this is real?
Absolutely.
What if this is, a glimpse into what might be?
Right.
And even if it's not,
It's
still fun to use our critical thinking skills.
definitely. It's an exercise in imagination.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little bit of self-reflection, like what do we think about the future?
Okay, so let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
So Kay paints a pretty intense picture of the next few decades.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're talking natural disasters, economic
Full
upheaval,
of evil.
wars. I mean, it's giving me some serious, Mad Max vibes, Interstellar. Like, things have gone a bit sideways.
Yeah. A world in flux, for sure.
Okay, so, paint us a picture.
So, yeah, imagine a world where things we take for granted. Right.
I don't know, a stable economy.
Exactly. A stable economy.
Going to the store and finding food.
Yeah. Readily available food.
Yeah.
Things like that.
That's all.
Become scarce. Yeah. And Kay actually mentions that.
Specifically.
Yeah. Stock markets will lose all meaning within an hour at some point.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
He says that?
Yeah. He says this happens in his youth, and he talks about, his experience.
So, one day you wake up, you check your phone, and everything's just gone.
Boof. Yeah.
Savings,
Yeah.
retirement, everything.
Yeah. It paints a pretty dire picture.
Yeah. That's a level of economic collapse I don't even want to think about.
Yeah.
And he also mentions something about paper.
Paper.
Yeah, becoming super rare.
Wow.
And that people struggle to find things like fruit and milk.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not just the digital world that's changing.
It's basic necessities.
Yeah. The physical world is transforming too.
Wow. Okay. So that's
It's bleak.
that's a bleak picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think about, what it would be like to live in a world
Yeah.
where the things we take for granted are suddenly...
Yeah, what would you hoard?
Right. What would be the new,
The new
currency
yeah.
or the new hot commodity?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know. It's hard to imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
It really challenges our assumptions about the future.
It does. It makes you appreciate what we have now, for sure.
Yeah, definitely makes you appreciate those, trips to the grocery store where you
Yeah.
could just, load up on fruit and milk.
Yeah, just grab a gallon of milk without a second thought.
Exactly. Wild.
Okay, so we've got this backdrop
Yeah.
of a world facing some serious challenges. But Kay also talks about some pretty incredible
Advancements, yeah.
on the technology side.
Oh, yeah.
He's predicting that we'll be living in a world of 7G technology.
7G.
7G.
Wow.
Yeah, so advanced that we won't even need physical phones anymore.
So, what? Everything's just, implanted or...
I don't know.
Or, in the air?
Maybe it's
Holograms?
holograms, yeah.
Easy.
Or directly beamed into our brains. Who knows? Brain-computer interfaces, right?
Yeah, but no more, cracked screens.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right.
Yeah, no more,
Dead batteries.
low battery anxiety.
Yeah.
Constantly searching for an outlet.
Oh, I could get used to that.
Sign me up.
Sign me up, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
He also talks about virtual reality, VR,
Yes.
becoming so realistic that it's basically like stepping into another world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Indistinguishable from reality.
Pretty much.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and he even mentions smart glasses that can be implanted into our eyeballs.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Implanted.
Implanted.
Yeah.
So we're talking...
So it changes...
Like a permanent...
Yeah, it changes the way we see the world around us.
Oh, wow. That's next level.
Yeah, it's straight out of Ready Player One.
Totally.
Where the lines between
Very.
reality and the virtual world.
Get blurred.
Yeah, completely blurred.
That's both exciting and a little terrifying.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
What?
Even with all of this.
All of this crazy advanced tech.
Yeah.
Cases, we still haven't figured out interstellar travel to Mars by 2060.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're still earthbound.
Apparently, yeah.
So much for becoming a multiplanetary species anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess those dreams are still a little out of reach.
Huh. Interesting.
But while we might not be colonizing Mars,
Yeah.
Kay predicts that robots are going to become incredibly advanced
Okay.
and integrated into our lives.
Like, to what extent?
Well, he says that robots will have genders.
Genders.
Yeah.
Like male and female robots.
And that by 2048,
Okay.
marriage to robots will be legalized in some countries.
Hold on.
I know, right?
Robot spouses.
Robot spouses.
That's a curveball I did not see coming.
I know. It's like, where do you even start with that?
Right. What does that even mean? Like, are we talking like Her, the movie, where you have a relationship with an AI?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that where we're headed?
I mean, is that the direction we're going?
Yeah. I mean,
It really raises some questions.
yeah.
About the nature of relationships, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And what it even means to be human.
Yeah. In a world where technology is so intertwined with our lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's mind-blowing.
It is. It's
Yeah.
mind-blowing. Yeah, it definitely makes you think. But it's not all, sunshine and robots. Kay also talks about some
Somewhat?
pretty major geopolitical shifts.
Like what?
Like a massive war.
A war?
Yeah.
This isn't like some small-scale conflict we're talking about.
No. This is
Like a world war.
a war that spans multiple continents, he says.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So who's fighting who in this war?
He says the USA, Europe, and Israel are on one side,
Okay.
and China and India on the other.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty sobering thought.
Yeah, it is.
And it really makes you think about...
Like, what would that even look like?
Oh.
A war on that scale.
I know, right? It's hard to even
And
fathom.
the consequences.
The consequences for humanity.
Yeah, it's like...
It's like those classic war movies,
Yeah.
where the stakes are so high.
Exactly, and the whole world's kind of holding its breath.
What would it be like to live through something like that?
It's hard to imagine, really.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff.
It is heavy stuff.
But Kay doesn't just focus on the negative.
Right.
Right, he talks about how this war actually acts as a catalyst
Oh, interesting.
for like a massive shift
Okay.
in human consciousness.
So, like, a positive outcome from a negative event.
Yeah, like people become less focused on material possessions
Okay.
and more interested in like,
Spiritual growth.
yeah, spiritual growth, understanding.
So it's like humanity goes through this
yeah.
really, really tough time.
Yeah,
But
but comes out
transformed
yeah.
on the other side.
He describes it as a collective awakening, like a realization that there's more to life
Yeah.
than just the physical world.
It's like in the Matrix,
Oh, yeah.
when Neo finally understands.
The true nature of reality.
Yeah.
It's like a profound shift.
a profound shift in perspective.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this war, this like collective awakening,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kay throws in this line that's really got me thinking.
What's that?
He says, observation is creation.
Observation is creation. What do you think he means by that?
I mean, he links it to like quantum physics.
Okay.
Suggesting that like
Yeah.
our consciousness might actually play a role in shaping reality.
Wow. Okay, so we're talking like observer effect
Yeah.
taken to like the ultimate level
To the nth degree.
where we are actively creating reality.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah, it's a big concept.
But it's also like incredibly fascinating.
Totally. It makes you think about like the power of our own minds.
Yeah, and what role we play in shaping our own reality.
Exactly. I mean, it kind of puts the onus on us,
Right.
if that's the case.
Wow.
It's a big responsibility.
Okay, I am definitely going to need some time to like sit and process
Yeah, me too.
all of this.
Definitely.
But before we do, let's kind of like
yeah.
circle back to some of Kay's more specific predictions.
Right.
He seems to have a lot to say about China in particular.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, he specifically warns people
Okay.
to stay away from China's southern border provinces after 2019.
After 2019.
He says things will start happening there.
Like what kind of things?
He doesn't really elaborate,
Oh, okay.
but he does mention that certain regions within China, like Yunnan and Guizhou, will be relatively safe after certain years.
Interesting. So he's giving like
Yeah.
almost like a survival guide.
Yeah, it's like a little cryptic roadmap to navigating the future.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to
Yeah.
give people a heads up.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say for sure what he's basing these predictions on.
Yeah, like how does he know?
But it's possible that he's gotten knowledge
of what?
Future events that are already kind of in motion.
Okay, so things that are maybe happening now.
Yeah, like things are happening now that are going to lead to these outcomes.
Okay.
So it's like having a glimpse into a possible timeline.
Yeah, like a potential future.
Right, and we might not even be able to influence it.
That's a little unnerving.
It is a little unnerving.
It's also kind of
exciting. It's like a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's like we're getting a sneak peek at what might be.
Okay, so we've got these warnings about China.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kay also predicts some pretty big changes.
Yeah.
In the tech industry.
Oh, okay, like what?
He says that Apple, is going to decline after 2020.
Really? Apple declining? That's hard to imagine.
I know, right? They seem pretty unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
But he says that other sectors.
Like what?
Like 3D printed housing.
Oh, interesting.
And interactive gaming.
Makes sense.
Those are going to see massive growth.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's like those are the industries of the future.
It's a reminder that even the most dominant companies and industries can be disrupted by
technology, by innovation.
By innovation. I mean, look at what Netflix did.
Oh, yeah.
To the whole entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving.
It's a constant evolution. And Kay seems to think that that evolution's only going to accelerate. Yeah,
he talks about super intelligent robots becoming as common as smartphones.
Wow.
By 2038.
So in 13 years, we're going to have robots everywhere.
Imagine a world where robots are doing everything.
Doing our chores. Yeah. Cooking our meals, driving our cars.
Taking care of everything.
It's both exciting and a little scary.
It is, right.
Yeah.
What does that mean for us?
Right, what's our role?
Yeah.
In a society where machines are becoming so capable.
It's a big question.
It is a big question. And it's one that we're probably going to have to grapple with.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
If Kay is right.
If Kay's right.
Which is a big if.
Big if, yeah.
But it's worth considering.
It is worth considering.
Yeah.
But even with all of these advancements, Kay doesn't sugarcoat things.
Meaning?
He predicts that superbugs are going to become an even bigger threat.
All right, so disease is still a problem.
Still a problem.
Even with all our fancy technology.
Yeah.
We haven't figured that out yet.
And that the average lifespan will actually decrease. Decrease.
Wow, okay.
Due to disasters, conflicts.
And it's not all
rosy.
Rosy in the future.
No, it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag for sure.
So where does that leave us?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, are we doomed to a future of war, disease, and robot overlords?
Well, not necessarily. Kay also talks about how, despite all these challenges, humanity is going to continue to evolve and seek deeper meaning.
So there's hope.
Yeah, there's hope. He suggests that organized religion will fade away.
Interesting.
Replaced by a more individualized and introspective approach to spirituality.
So, people are going to have to find their own truth.
Exactly.
Rather than relying on
external institutions.
External institutions.
Yeah, he's talking about a more personal and internal journey.
It's like everyone becomes their own kind of spiritual seeker.
Exactly. And he even goes so far as to suggest that we'll eventually achieve a sense of unity with the cosmos.
Whoa, okay.
Tapping into what he calls a universal consciousness that connects us all.
Okay, now
it's a pretty mind-blowing concept.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. So even in the face of all this adversity, there's still hope.
There's hope.
For humanity to evolve. And reach
a higher level of understanding.
Yeah, a higher level of understanding.
That seems to be Kay's message.
And he really emphasizes that this shift in consciousness.
This shift.
Is going to be key to unlocking the secrets.
Of what?
Of time travel itself.
So time travel is possible.
That's what he says. He suggests that by 2049, humans will overcome the limitations of time.
Wow.
And recognize the true nature of reality.
Okay, now we're getting into some serious Doctor Who territory.
It's wild.
It's wild.
But it's also
incredibly cool. It's fascinating. To think about
the possibilities.
Yeah, even if they seem like science fiction right now.
Yeah, but that's what makes these predictions so compelling.
It's like they force us to confront the unknown and consider
alternative realities.
That
we might not have imagined before.
Yeah, so it's
It's thought-provoking.
And out of all of these predictions, what really stood out to you?
You know what? One of the things that I found really interesting was his predictions about the future of education.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he says that traditional academic degrees
will become less valued.
Less valued, okay.
While software programming
Right.
will become like a core subject in schools.
So it's like trade skills are going to
Yeah, trade skills, tech skills.
be more important than like a college degree.
Yeah, which makes sense if you think about...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense given like
Yes.
the rise of AI.
The rise of AI, automation.
Yeah.
We're going to need a whole new set of skills
Right.
to navigate the future job market.
Exactly.
But it also mentions that language barriers
Oh, interesting.
will be completely eliminated by 2035.
Really?
Yeah, he says thanks to some kind of
So like
universal communication technology.
everyone's going to be able to understand each other.
Exactly.
No matter what language they speak.
No matter what.
That's incredible.
Imagine a world where everyone can understand each other.
It's like Star Trek,
Yeah, totally.
you know, where they
Okay.
have the universal translator.
Yeah, they just talk to aliens.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problem. It's seamless.
But it also makes you wonder, right,
About
cultural diversity.
Oh, interesting.
Like, if we all speak the same language,
yeah.
will we start to lose
Our unique culture.
our unique cultures? Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, there's no easy answer.
No easy answers, but that's what makes this whole
Yeah.
time travel mystery
It's so fascinating.
so fascinating.
It forces us to think about the
Yeah.
potential consequences.
Yeah, of these future advances.
And to really think critically
Well, so
about what kind of world
Yeah.
we want to create.
And it reminds us that the future isn't predetermined.
Okay.
Our choices and actions today will shape the world of tomorrow.
So what does this all mean for us?
Right? Like, what do we do with this information?
Yeah, like, should we be out there stockpiling paper?
Right. Should we be learning Mandarin?
Should we be? Yeah.
Investing in robot companies?
Yeah, what should we be doing?
I think the key takeaway is
Okay.
approach these predictions with a healthy dose of skepticism,
Okay.
but also an open mind.
So don't dismiss them outright.
Right, but don't let them dictate your life either.
Yeah, it's like that old saying.
What that?
The best way to predict the future is to create it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have the power
Yeah.
to shape our own destiny both
Yeah.
individually
Yeah.
and collectively.
And maybe by engaging with these predictions, we can
Yeah.
actually gain some insights
Yeah, valuable insights.
into the challenges
Right.
and the opportunities that lie ahead.
I love that. Using this as fuel
Yeah.
for positive change.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just about like freaking out.
Right.
It's about using this information to
Yeah.
make better choices.
Okay, but before we get too philosophical,
Okay.
Kay does throw in some pretty random predictions too.
Like what? Give me an example.
He mentions that the Japanese are going to have to relocate their capital city
Really?
due to like devastating earthquakes.
And that New Zealand will experience major seismic activity.
Wow, so like natural disasters.
Yeah, a lot of natural disasters.
On a global scale.
On a global scale, yeah.
And let's not forget his prediction
Oh, yeah.
about the 2020 Tokyo Olympics
Yes.
facing some kind of accident.
He was very vague about that.
Very vague, but it's almost like he's trying to keep us on our toes.
I know. It's like, what's real?
Right. What's not?
What's not? What's going to happen?
What's just to keep us guessing.
Yeah, it's like a cosmic game of two truths and a lie.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to wait and see
Right.
which predictions come true
Which ones come true?
and which ones just fade into internet folklore.
Right. But, hey, that's part of the fun.
That's part of the fun, right?
Keeps us engaged.
It keeps us curious
Yeah.
by the world around us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive
Yeah.
into this, like, enigmatic world.
The enigmatic world of time travel predictions.
Yeah, let's leave our listeners
Yes.
with one final question.
Okay, hit me.
If even a fraction of what Kay claims is true,
Mm-hmm.
how might that change the way we live our lives today?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, it really does make you think, like, if you knew it was coming, even if it's just a possibility, how would that change things?
Yeah, would you do anything differently?
Right. Would you make different choices?
Yeah, would you?
Would you quit your job?
Yeah, would you travel more?
Right. Would you finally write that book?
Yeah, would you reach out to that person you've been meaning to reconnect with?
Yeah. I mean, it really puts things in perspective.
It does. It makes you think about what really matters.
Absolutely. And maybe that's part of Kay's message, too.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I mean, even if we accept that some of these darker predictions might come true, he also points towards a pretty incredible evolution for humanity.
Okay, like what?
He talks about us shedding our material attachments and embracing a more enlightened way of being, almost like we level up as a species.
So we become less concerned with like accumulating stuff and more focused on understanding our place in the universe.
Exactly, and connecting with something bigger than ourselves.
It's like those characters in sci-fi movies who achieve a higher level of consciousness after facing some major challenges.
Right, like they go through some kind of crucible.
Yeah, a crucible.
Then come out the other side.
Yeah.
Transform.
Think about Spock from Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, Spock's a good example.
He was all about logic and understanding.
Right, like emotions were secondary to knowledge and reason.
Yeah, and that seems to be the direction Kay sees us heading in.
Yeah, towards a more rational and enlightened way of being.
He even suggests that this shift in consciousness will be the key to unlocking things like time travel.
So understanding ourselves better leads to understanding the universe better.
Exactly. It's like that saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yeah.
Maybe understanding time travel starts with understanding ourselves.
I like that. It's a nice way to think about it.
But hold on, even if we reach this higher level of awareness, does Kay say we become all-knowing or all-powerful?
Interestingly, no.
Okay, so no godlike powers for future humans.
Not according to Kay.
Bummer. But hey, at least we'll have those super intelligent robots to lend a hand, right?
Right. And who knows what incredible virtual realities we'll be able to create.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about the potential for human ingenuity and creativity, even in the face of challenges.
Yeah, we're a pretty resourceful species when we put our minds to it.
Well, it's enough to make your head spin.
Yeah, definitely a lot to process.
But that's what we love about the deep dive, right?
Absolutely. Exploring these big questions, challenging our assumptions, stretching our imaginations.
And as always, we encourage you to do your own research, question everything, and come to your own conclusions about these predictions.
Don't just take our word for it.
Right, because ultimately the future is what we make it.
So let's choose to make it a good one.
Until next time, keep those minds open and stay curious.
And maybe keep an eye out for any strange messages written in Chinese characters.
You never know who might be trying to reach us from the future.
Or what they might be trying to tell us.
And with that cryptic note, we'll sign off. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through time and speculation.
Until next time, stay curious.
And remember, the future is in your hands.